So, just want to show everybody the status of the boots. I think I'm gonna have to pull out the duct tape pretty soon, or some string. These are good boots. So I'm gonna upload a few videos. It's just me blabbing to one of my adult riders. I blab to my 10-year-olds all about one range stops and everything, even if they all sorts of things. So even if they don't absorb it, I'll just keep telling them about it. Um, my 10-year-olds are pretty good. What's funny is yeah, I talk a lot. So yeah, I've had kids tell me they're like, my kids that they like me. They joke. They're like, Chrissy, I just want one lesson, just don't talk. And what's so funny is I worked for this one guy and he was like, you don't talk. That's your problem. You suck at teaching and you just don't talk. That's what's funny. So yeah, I blab on and on about one range stops and slowing horses down, and you can't snatch up on the reins. When they get all amped up, you gotta stop them slow, stop them really slow, and all sorts of things. Basically, when they're amped up and they wanna, if you're on a horse that's like gonna just go, you can't snatch up the reins and yank and pull back on them right off the bat. You gotta take the reins slow. You gotta do it slowly, bring them back to you slowly. Um, and as far as jumping, it's like, oh my god. Yeah, there was this one guy one time, and he's like beginner rider, and he would just choke up on the reins, be constantly pulling back, and at jumps just be pulling back like over jumps, like totally just balancing on his reins, like it was just um and I would just be like, your seat is not independent. You got to get your seat independent of your hands. Like, stop pulling back. Seriously, stop pulling back. And yeah, of course, I would just watch a young instructor just that guy loved, by the way. Just um just the horse was like literally getting crazier and crazier as the lesson went on, and then eventually the horse just refused to jump. It's like, yeah, the horse is going to refuse to jump because you're pulling back on his mouth like constantly. There's just like no release at all. um and and it's just like, yep. um that's what happens when you're just, you gotta loosen up. You can't pull back all the time. That's what happens, is the horse is like, doesn't want to jump anymore, when you're constantly pulling on their face. Not to mention you're using the reins to balance yourself, essentially, and your seat's not independent of your hands, and you're just like you just learn to balance with the reins, and yeah, just not good. So yeah, buddy, I talk.